Welcome to the Conflict Zone YouTube channel. Today, Ukrainian fighters executed a morning surprise for the enemy. As we know, Ukrainian troops have a history of conducting reconnaissance operations and launching crushing attacks on the enemy. In a recent reconnaissance mission, Ukrainian fighters approached an enemy base in Mariupol. This proved disastrous for the enemy as Ukrainian fighters opened fire with the first light of the day, causing explosions in parts of Mariupol temporarily occupied by Russian troops. Local reports confirmed the sounds of explosions, with residents noting the loud noise in Primorsky district and the 23rd quarter. Following these events, the Ukrainian Defense Forces released statements detailing the operation. Ukrainian fighters identified the enemy's most vulnerable moment and successfully destroyed them. This led to a major collapse of the Russian army, resulting in the loss of tanks and equipment. In the aftermath, demoralization among the Russians increased, with explosions becoming more frequent in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine, including Mariupol. Ukrainian partisans further complicated life for the occupiers. Throughout the day, 52 battles occurred on the front line between the Ukrainian Defense Forces and Russian occupiers. The invaders launched 1 missile, 94 airstrikes, and 89 MLRS strikes, causing civilian casualties and damaging infrastructure. Notably, there were no significant changes in the Volyn and Pisa axes, and there were no signs of the formation of an offensive group in this region. Belarusian armed forces units continued to operate along the border, and the enemy persisted in sabotage, reconnaissance activities, shelling Ukrainian settlements, and increasing the density of minefields along the Ukrainian state border. In a separate incident, Ukrainian fighters successfully repelled an enemy airstrike on the settlement of Krul. Simultaneously, Ukrainian border guards, using a drone, destroyed 2 enemy MT-12 Rapra anti-tank guns. The Poma Assault Brigade's attack drone in the Bakut direction also shot down 2 Rapy 100 mm anti-tank guns. Notably, Vladimir Putin, facing challenges and a possible confrontation with NATO, is doubling the number of troops deployed on the Russian-NATO border, according to Estonian foreign intelligence. Despite Russia's claims of not being ready for military operations against NATO, the country is considering the possibility of a future conflict. Russian military reforms since late 2022 show a significant increase in troops on NATO's eastern flank. Estonia emphasizes the need for NATO allies to deter Russia by increasing military spending, exceeding NATO's target of 2% GDP. Concerns are raised about Russia's massive war budget outstripping that of Ukraine and the West, with arms supplies coming from Iran and North Korea. In the maritime theater, Ukrainian Navy drones attacked and destroyed another Russian Black Sea Fleet landing ship, marking a significant loss for Moscow's navy. This comes ahead of the second anniversary of the Kremlin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. British Defense Secretary Grant Shapps announced that Russia had lost 20% of its Black Sea Fleet in the last 4 months. The sinking of the Caesar Kunov is the third loss of a Rucha-class landing ship belonging to the Black Sea Fleet. China, at the United Nations, has aligned with Russia on Ukraine, urging the United States to stop sending weapons to Ukraine. Zhang Jun, China's ambassador to the UN, emphasized the importance of diplomatic solutions and equal security interests for all nations. As Ukraine seeks additional funding from the United States for a counteroffensive against Russia, China's financial aid to Russia remains pivotal. Zhang Jun hopes Russia will realize that the security interests of all countries are equal and withdraw from Ukrainian territory. Thank you for following us on Conflict Zone.